as if you ask, this is Nigerian Center. Mr. Chinedu Michael, having listened to Datti Armed Baba, with respect to his reaction to Wole Soyinka's comment that Obi lack competence to rule Nigeria, I want to get your reaction, because we understand that so many people have reacted, but the vice presidential candidate to Obi in that 2023 election is saying that Wole Soyinka is scared of what Obi is likely going to the table if he becomes the president. What is your reaction?
Yes, Datti Armed was able to try to give a lot of respect to Professor Wole Soyinka, by not taking him to maybe a form of enlightenment on the personality of Peter Obi, but we are going to do that on this platform anyway. Kudos to Datti Armed. Looking at him, he's a man that have come to love since he came to limelight, because of he has always seamlessly know how to carry out himself at the public, and he knows what to do at any particular time. And of course, reacting to what Professor Wole Soyinka said, of course, he's in all that too. He said he don't want to actually join issues, but he foresee that Wole Soyinka was reacting based on the rising influence, and the kind of thing he see that is being believed to be his own personal view. And most of the things Wole Soyinka was talking about, I think should actually belong to the past, not to the present at the moment. But from my own perspective, I want to say it very clearly, and when you dig into what Professor Wole Soyinka was saying, you can understand there were elements of reservations that has been there for decades, and a lot of people have been tracing it to, of course, the massive support given to Peter Obi by the former president of Nigeria, talking about Olusegun Obasanjo, who has overwhelmingly over the time supported the movement that brought Peter Obi as the presidential candidate of Labour Party in 2023. And if you look at, there seems to be a kind of friction between Professor Wole Soyinka and, of course, former president of Nigeria, talking about Olusegun Obasanjo, and he is taking it personal from that perspective that he is having a kind of a running beef against the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, who has overwhelmingly, decisively mounted the mountains for Peter Obi over the years, and subsequently he has been giving Peter Obi necessary support, morally and otherwise. So I think it's from that angle, but if you come look at the reality on ground, let me tell you, if Professor Wole Soyinka should come out and say it clearly, Obi is more than 100% competence. The competence we are talking about is not what is based on his antecedents as the former governor of Anambra State, and we know his record while he was former governor of Anambra State. We know that Obi has built a lot of businesses from zero level, to the peak. Obi has done marvelous things. I mean, if you look at Obi's record, there was no time, either by omission or by commission, that Obi has been indicted by any crime commission in Nigeria when he was governor or after his tenure as governor. So on that angle, Obi is qualified, one, as a former governor. Two, Obi has never been in any court, whichever way, to either indicted or accused of any criminality in that regard. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we know what transpired when he was governor, and so many discrepancies over his personality, and that has put him to be that has put his personality, on a very bad light. When you talk about the public, so to say. But if you look at Obi, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been indicted by the EFCC under Ribadu, and he was taken to court. Obi has never been taken to court by any criminal crime commission in this country. So that's why people are wondering of which basis, of which angle was actually Prof. Soyinka was looking at before he actually made that statement. But people are sensing nepotism, tribalism, and over that statement, because of Obi's rising influence and personality, that has betrayed betrayed so many political pundits in that regard about Obi.
But I think Wole Soyinka made it very clear where he said why the obedience threw him during the build-up to the 2023 general election, that Obi, who was in control of the Bida movement, never cautioned his followers. What is your take?
In fact, it shouldn't be. I don't think that should be actually the reason why Wole Soyinka actually made that statement, surrounding Obi, about competence on competence, and if he's based on what anybody can be obedient, anybody can say anything at any time, anybody can come out and claim obedience. But if you look at Obi's presidential team as it were then, you can see men of timber and caliber, renowned professionals, top people of proven characters, within the campaign squad of Obi as at that time. Then coming to the street, people are going to base their reaction based on happenings on ground, based on their own personal consciousness, about any issue in the country. So it's a misfired agenda, coming from Wole Soyinka, and a lot of obedience has already thrown that to the dustbin, because if actually the Prof himself, see the reality on ground, can Wole Soyinka tell the whole world, tell the whole Nigerians that this is actually the Nigeria of his own dream presently now. Among all the three presidential candidates, put them on a scale and let people come out on their own and do the endorsement. Will any of them see Obi back, including Atiku Abubakar, at the end of the day? So we are reading meaning into what Wole Soyinka said, and we are saying that in fact it's quite unfortunate coming from that kind of person, and the obedient movement. Obi has control over his people who admire his style, personality, and competence. So I don't think that is a good reason. That they responded, that obedience responded maybe to what he said about Obi in the past. Shouldn't be the reason why he's saying that Obi cannot be able to drive Nigeria. As somebody who has a proven record over the years, whose record is far, whose personality is not shrouded in secrecy like what we have in Bola Ahmed Tinubu today. So he can. That's why a lot of people, just look at what Wole Soyinka said and throw it to the dustbin. And of course, obedience are mobilizing on the ground now, and the light of Wole Soyinka, is not even in the picture. As I'm talking to you now, Wole Soyinka does not have any contribution to make as at now, because his era is seen to have gone. He dwelled in the 60s, 50s, 40s. This is millennial age. This is digital age, and what we want to see, somebody who can provide good leadership for Nigeria. And obedience are still insisting, not only obedience, Nigerians, both north and south, are still insisting that Obi is the place to go. But let me just add to what Atiku just said, which a lot of people want to disagree with him in that regard. And of course, the ethnic laws in this country have come out to take a certain position over the statement credited to Atiku, that if his health allows him, he will continue to push further to see whether he will actually get. I'm telling you, on behalf of the obedience, wherever they are, we are not going to take that kind of thing, whether it is politically motivated or not. We are not going to accept it at the end of the day. And nobody should accept anything apart from Obi as the presidential candidate of any political party, whether it's PDP, whether it's Labour Party, whether Obi find himself at the end of the day, either Atiku as a statesman in his position and age permits him to support somebody like Obi. Of course, well, Obi is not going to run as vice president to anybody, no matter how you look at it. And that's the position of obedience as I'm talking to you, because Obi has shown that he's ahead of everybody. You know, he's ahead of Atiku. People might be seeing that Atiku is yes, Atiku has some weight, you know, politically, but Atiku in his rationality should understand that this is not a matter of self-esteem, or you know, I am there or not. We are talking about, you know, how to transform a nation like Nigeria, that has been on coma for a very long time, even presently as I'm talking to you now.
Mr. Chinedu Michael, I must say a very big thank you for your time. This is Nigerian Center. I think this is a good place to let it go, if you permit me.
Yes, before I permit you, I want to say this openly without any reservation, that Wole Soyinka should never attach his personal beef with Obasanjo to what Obi and Obedience are trying to achieve for a better Nigeria. Thank you.
I must say a very big thank you for your time. This is Nigerian Center.